Burger company is ILEG, Infusion Light Energy Gain Technology Screens. We're sitting up here with the AdTech Sun Fusion Energy Gain. Only gonna be here for a minute because that's for some really bad headaches. And I got the high-end lights on here, which again cause me headaches. But anyway, we're in here on a QME projector, which is 300 lumens 720p, and my Maxonic projector, which actually technically is a generic projector, honestly, but it does work on the screen too on top of that, which is interesting. Well, actually, the Maxonics actually work perfectly fine. We've had Maxonics for years, and they've actually worked with no problem. But 24,000 in the ceiling right now. Yeah, it is killing me right now. And my projectors are only 350 lumens. 50 lumens sitting over here on the Maxonic, showing the beautiful fish aquarium right there. And 300 lumens on the QME. I'm going to take this off the stand. There we go. And show you my projector. So this one is a Maxonic projector. This is running through my PC right here, which we're starting a business out of these PCs pretty soon. So pretty soon these things will be up for sale. Can't wait to start that business adventure. I have multiple people that actually showed the PC off too, that were curious exactly if we were selling these, and I was like, oh yes we are. Where we are now. And then over here we have our QME projector. QME 300 lumen projector. Now the beautiful thing about this technology, the reason why I can operate in this environment with no problem whatsoever, is because it has that sun fusion energy gain, which means we've had this surface outside in direct sunlight using these projectors, and again they're able to pull a fireplace where we want with no problem whatsoever. Now, like I said, product is not completed yet. Still has a lot of testing to go. We are still going to do some testing out in the snow, which I can't wait to do, and see how the product works out there in all that bright snow, which should be a very interesting test. On top of that, I'm dying to see a fireplace or outer space push through our screens out in the snow. Now I had to build these special outer boxes for my projectors. They don't get damaged. I had to buy special. Well, we don't need much for cables and cords, to tell you at the end of the day, because everything is feeding off the phone. So yeah, not much on that. But anyway, yeah, very easy setup. We just need these projectors only when we go outside, and that's pretty much it. And we don't need any high-powered machines to lug around. We just need these little small ones. So let me go over here and walk over here. This is one of the PCs I'm working on right now, still in progress. But right now I have to set up to do something, because again I can't have these kind of parts. It's the opposite side of my screen. Now we have this in black coming out pretty soon. The black one's going to be fantastic for those of you who have ultra short projectors and you want that TV-like experience without having that big old bulky piece of furniture sitting on top of a table somewhere. You can basically stick your projector behind the back of that and still produce an amazing contrast level, because the screens have that infinity one. The black ones have the infinity one contrast attached to them, and that will allow you to be able to pick up that amazing contrast level regardless of your projector's capability. Now, we do advise that the black screens do advise for you to use name brand projectors. The clear one we have here, I think we should have no problem with that. We're running with no problem with those. That should not be an issue. I'm going to click this something off real quick. I like that one with the rings. Now, I got rid of my monitor. My monitor was giving me all sorts of headaches. A lot of headaches I was getting from the monitor. So I decided to trade my monitor out for the Flex. And man, I freaking love it. Should have did this a long time ago. I don't know what the freak I was waiting for. Now, this technology can be used for more than just basically TV and outdoor entertainment, but it also can be used for projector mapping applications and storefront advertising technology. Because it can absorb direct hit from sunlight, even at 300 lumens when the projector is bathing in the sun also. Imagine what this would look like in your storefront window or inside. Anything you want to design. It's completely flexible and submersible, which means it can be submerged underwater if you want to do submersible fish tanks or anything else you could possibly think of. The skies are the limit with this technology. It has no boundaries, no limitations, nothing. You can literally pull it off your wall and go outside on your patio and watch a movie off of it with no problem. No more of the forced environments, which again goes the same thing with our screen paints, but this is a little different. Screen paints, you can't take them off the wall and take them outside. This technology, you can. Look how beautiful that image looks. Crystal clear, sharp, vivid images. Now, this is fantastic because we have these screens we want to start working on that allows you to be able to map out your entire desk. We can actually mold the screen to your desk with a little curve up that comes up to give you a nice wraparound screen, and you'll be able to operate all that at 50 to 300 lumens and up, whatever you want, on your setup with no problem. You take that little projector and take it with you anywhere you want to go. It's also fantastic for tailgating parties. A lot of people asking about tailgating. A friend of mine has a black yacht. He wants a wraparound screen on his setup. Because the thing for him is, if he puts a screen up there, he has to figure out where he's going to put this projector at. It's only a bit of a headache right there. Now, if you do ultra short throw, you only can do a certain size screen. It's a contrast issue that pops up, and there's a whole lot of things on top of that. This technology right here, the black ones that are coming out for the ultra short throw setups, that is going to be fantastic. It's going to even the playing field because those people who can't afford a high-end expensive projector with inky contrast can do it at maybe roughly, you paid $60 for the one that we have over here, $60 and pick up an infinity contrast level regardless of the projector's capability. Check out cleaner comes up. I like these particular ones they have on here. I was testing to see if I can read my website. I can read everything on this thing. Everything. And this is the one where I was sitting. I actually had a smaller version that I showed on the table, pointed up at the ceiling, brought it down. Next, boom, we're outside somewhere with it. I love that. I love the fact that we're able to do that. And on top of that, having the luxury of having a see-through monitor. It's pretty cool.
Wait, is this you trying to build a website? Because I got you. Oh, check out.
Future technology, people. Future technology. Pretty soon, see-through monitors. And affordable, too. So you're spending like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, crazy money for these see-through monitors? Yep. By the way, my projector cost me $40 to do this. Now, once we get the connects up and going, we have another projector coming in, which is going to be an Epson projector. We're going to develop a, we call them whiteboards, but this is now a blackboard that's fully interactive, which means you in the office can operate, drag and drop images wherever you want, and then a futuristic kind of Iron Man kind of technology like that. You're drawing it too. Now, those of you at businesses, at the end of the day, you got a nice storefront. You want to be able to show off your products instead of having the mannequins. And the mannequins can only show up so much. You can only put so much on a mannequin. But this one, you can put an entire fashion show of your clothing right there, right through your window. Christmas time come up, you can make the windows snow if you want to. Halloween, dancing pumpkins. 4th of July, fireworks. Whatever you can think of. Or you can have an AI, artificial intelligence, explain what your store is all about. Whatever you could possibly think of. You got a barbecue pit? Turn your windows into flames. Sky's are the limits with this technology. Coming soon in 2026. I'm going to go to, let me see. go to, let me see. Water, raining, screensaver.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is base.
Now, if you notice, we don't have any meters in it. We can't have meters. There's nothing we have that'll run off a meter right now. There's nothing. The meter we have is packed up. We have 24,000. So many meters don't read in here. We go outside with this, meters definitely don't read. Okay, direct sunlight, they won't pick up. So there's no meter that registers next to this technology. So if it can operate in here with no problem, it can go anywhere it wants to go. If it can operate outside, it goes anywhere it wants to go. Now you can have in your living room, you can have all your windows open, that can use that with our screen paints right now. But this, like I said, is more higher advanced than the screen paints. So imagine have a screen anywhere you want to put it at. Anywhere. Your garage, your door open, doesn't make it, you can put it in your driveway, it doesn't make a difference. Put it on the roof, yeah, it'll make a difference. You can go all hours of the day, doesn't make a difference. Because it eats sunlight. It does the one thing that's the biggest threat to projection screens is sunlight. It's the biggest threat. That's why you watch those demonstrations, the windows are covered up. Can't have any light get in there because the screen might disappear. Screens generate so much light that even the cameras have issues reading them. We had people out there trying to record it. They had a very difficult time recording that technology. The camera can't read it because the screen actually pulls off that much light. And mind you, keep in mind that how we got this technology. A statement I made a statement right in the middle of that floor a couple months back. Had a bunch of people accusing me of being a fraud. What did I say in the middle of the floor? I said that I am all these things. May my Lord in heaven out me for who I am. And what happened? The technology advanced by a lot. The ability to walk outside at 50 to 300 lumens and operate at 100 to 120,000 lux of sunlight. I think God doesn't like to be called a liar. I think God doesn't like to be called a scammer because he's the one that blessed us with the technology. So I think he proved his point. So now we have one of the world's most powerful games on the planet. Yep. Blessed us on everything you can think of. Even from PC builds, I've never built PCs out of wood before. It's a whole new different world for me. And they're going to be about to be selling pretty soon. We got buyers for them. People that are waiting for us to finish everything, complete everything, so they can buy their personal PC setups. So anything we touch now automatically takes off. Because remember, I asked the Lord, I asked him to put me out there, didn't I? I sat there and said it. And what happened? Our Lord represented, didn't he? He showed exactly who we serve at the end of the day, and he backed us up 100%. It's like the equivalent of what's the name of it? Noah with the ark. Moses, the Lord telling him, I want you to go down there to that warlord, and I want you to tell him to release my people, or this is going to happen to him. He could have been killed. Imagine the Lord didn't have his back when he went down there, and that warlord could have had him killed easily. Pharaoh was a warlord. He was a very powerful king. He could have easily had him killed. But he couldn't. Because you know why? He's protected by God. That's why. That's why he was able to go down there and represent. I sat there in the middle of the floor. I put my Lord on call. I asked him, show me, Lord, show me. Put me out here. Let everybody see. If I'm this fake at the end of the day, show it. And look at our technology now. We're light years ahead of everybody else now. And the sad thing about it is the people who accused us of these things are now even more angrier with us because God outed them as being fakes. Here's my customers, every single one of them, showing their demonstrations. They're outside doing stuff that other people can't do in their demonstrations. The customer did a demonstration. We showed two screens. I should have did that in the video because we showed the whole thing, but I did it in short. But anyway, showed two screens outside in the dark. The massive difference between our product in the dark. Bitter and upset. Angry, mad. Your company's long gone. Your products destroyed. God expose you for who you are and what you are. Our technology continues to grow. Continues to rise. Our opportunities, our doors continue to open. And our hand continues to be blessed. And think about it. Every evil effort they have tried has failed. But keep in mind that if you think that all was done in secret and nothing has been seen, God saw it all. And everything you did was written in the book of judgment. Just remember that. You're not getting away with that at all, period. Not on this earth and not in the next one. Until then, this is what we have. This is our technology at 50 lumens and at 300 lumens. I can literally go outside with this right now and do the same thing right now I'm doing it here. That's what I love about it. Oh, I said that one day, looking at the sunlight piercing through the window, said one day we're going to have a technology to be able to conquer sunlight. And here we are. We got it. Now, the only people that are bitter and upset about this are people who make products. Why would customers be upset about this? Why would I, as a customer, be upset because I now can take my screen outside and watch a movie? I don't have to darken my environments. I don't have to calibrate. I don't spend the money for expensive projectors. I don't need inky contrast. I need none of that. I don't have to have special screens for ultra short throw. I don't need any of that whatsoever. Why would I be upset? If I had a business, I can take my same screen off my wall, I can take it to my company, I can hang it up on the wall, and I can do business, I can show advertising right through it. Why would I be upset? Why would I be angry about that? Our screen paint products, that would level just about anything they touch at the end of the day. Why would I be upset to have a more superior screen that I can operate outside with no problem when everybody's inside in the dark with ultra short throws and barely pick up an image? Why would I be upset about that? No, I'm not deep in reaching my pockets and spend tons of money, and then when I spend tons of money for a projector, I still have to sit there and calibrate that thing. Why would I be upset about not having to worry about that ever again? Why? What customer in their right mind would ever be upset about that? None. The only people that are complaining are people who make products. Those are the ones that are complaining. Those are the ones that are upset. Because it hurts your pocketbook at the end of the day. Because you can easily go up there and tell them that, hey, look, it's not real, it's fake. But if we find that video, or we basically have a conversation with a customer, and we can get proof on it, we can go to court on that. But you won't go to court. You won't sign documents. I've been asking you to sign documents for what, a couple months? Nobody wants to sign. Nobody wants to go to court. Okay, that's the way it is. And if I'm such a fake and I'm all these things, I've been in business for a very long time. How come no one's taking me to court? You know the time I've been operating for this long and not one person? That means all my customers that I just displayed were not real. They were fakes. How would that be possible? How would it be possible? This screen has been just about every place downtown Allentown. People have seen it over and over and over again. I've had people come in from City Hall and zoning and see these things. So that must be an illusion of their imagination. A figment of their imagination, so to speak. No, it's real. The problem is the fact that you have people out there that are threatened by the product because it basically disrupts their comfort of basically making their money. Because they got lazy. And they decided to do the tradition. You know what I mean? Why test? We can just do like everybody else does, which is basically stick it in a dark environment, put a high power projector on it. And if it doesn't work, we'll coach him into buying a more expensive projector, a darker environment, or painstaking calibrating. That's what we'll do. Excuses. You got lazy. You cut corners. And then a real technology comes up that can do exactly what it's designed to do, and you become threatened by it. And therefore, you try to make up all kinds of accusations to prove that it doesn't exist so you can continue to rip off your customers. I'm challenging you on that in court, by the way. That theory I just said will be a challenge in court, so you know that. Because you'll have to back up your specification sheets, which you cannot do, because your screens don't read black. You know, 2.0 gain, that's a big lie. Not a 2.0 gain, no. Diamonds are 1.4, so Black Diamonds are 1.4 gain, so there's no way to worry you're 2.0. First things first, if you're at 2.0, why do the majority of your videos operate in dark environments with a 2.0? That's suspicious. That's a major red flag right there. Gray screens that claim to be ambient light projection. How come all your demonstrations are done in the dark? See, there you go. So we're at threat T. And then this new technology we have, this new gain, us a serious threat to ambient light projection technology. ALR is a huge threat to it. So you can't operate an ALR screen in a fully lit environment like this, then what chance do you have of tackling this one outside in direct sunlight? I don't see one customer complained about our technology at all. What it's designed to do. Well, got a message for you. People who make these products at the end of the day. You are too far behind in this type of technology. You're too far behind. You're right now inside struggling with an ultra short throw, trying to muster up some type of contrast and color in a poorly lit environment. It was something out of a medieval castle. Well, we're outside playing in the sun. You're too far behind. It'll take you years, decades to catch up to where we're at. And by then, we'll be in a whole nother universe again. Yep. Too far behind. Got lazy. I look at the theory on how I see them is how I see a train full of these people who make these projection screens, and they're just riding around on the gravy train on this track, just riding around in circles. See the text come up so clear. That's beautiful. I love that. They're just riding around in this gravy train. They're all getting fat. Every time they pass somebody gets fat. It's the money they're collecting, and the customers are just sitting out there in the rain because they've been left with nothing at all. Period. You've been left with absolutely nothing. They gave you nothing. But they're in there, man, drinking they're eating their pastries and filling their bellies full of your money. And you're out there with nothing. That's what you have. And then they see me and they figure I'm going to get on the train with you. Nah, I'm the guy at the bottom of the tracks. You know where the bridge is at? Setting dynamite. I'm about to derail the daylights out. You don't see it coming. That's why you don't like me, because I won't get on that train with you. And I want to join your little party at the end of the day and continue to make sure those customers out there stay in that pitiful stage. No, I'm the guy that's going to be at the bottom of that rail track. Now, that train coming through on that bridge, I'll be the one setting the dynamite. And I guarantee you, when I hit that switch, I guarantee you won't come back. That's the whole purpose of the technology engineering. Two purposes: to give the customer the best technology it can possibly have for affordable price, but to also make sure that we seal the lid on you forever, that you cannot come back from it. Because you should have did a better job. There's no way in the world in this decade in time with the projectors we have today compared to what we had way back. Are you kidding me? Way back then? And we have the technology today that these projectors should ever be operating in the dark. A P2 with that type of power? That's a very powerful machine. The Epson LS800, another very powerful machine. What the freak are these machines doing in the dark? Especially at ultra short throw. Right now, your projector sits closer to your screen than my projector sitting on my table. So why in the world are you sitting up there with such a powerful machine at 3,000 lumens? Why are we even calibrating that? 1.7 billion colors we're calibrating. We're calibrating 1.7 billion colors. We can't even get a 2 million to 1 contrast to read in a fully lit environment. We have to be in the dark for that one. How does that even work? That's the most dumbest thing I've heard in my entire life. And meanwhile, customers spend all this money. You're not going to get anything close to what that machine does. Not even close. My projector sitting on the floor with a 4,000 to 1 contrast can read a better contrast level on an Infinity black screen we have over there than a gray screen on a projector with 2 million to 1 contrast. As we saw in one demonstration involving the LG logo that popped up, didn't even read the 2 million. Where did it go? The screen washed it out and faded with the 1.7 billion color capability. What happened? It was more than just matching the house paint. It was the fact of watching a projector that caliber fail miserably on a gray screen. Where was the color at 1.7 billion? It wasn't even there, was it? It was gone. Where was the contrast levels? It's a lot of contrast, you know? It's a lot. Where was it? Not there. That's why when you watch these demonstrations, you will see these screens in these dark environments. But interesting, when you watch the P2 promo demonstration, the demonstration is not like that. They got this projector, 120-inch screen, big screen, right? 120 is big screen. Big screen, about 5 feet by 9 feet. It's a big screen. Sit up there in this fully lit environment. We got plenty of lights and the windows are open. It's a really well lit environment. But then when you watch everybody else's demonstration with the same projector, they're in the dark. What is going on with that? I haven't seen one person operate that projector in a fully lit environment like the promo. I haven't seen anybody beat their promo yet. Matter of fact, we beat the promo. We beat the promo for the P1, P2, Ultimate GT55, and 5600. We took the projector outside, got a 140-inch screen on a projector that was designed to do only 100 inches. Well, we got it at 140 inches outside. They would display anything we wanted off of it, outside. At around 451 or 457 outside. We beat all their promo demonstrations on that one demonstration. So while you guys were inside in medieval times, we were outside doing that demonstration at 457 on that one. I'm going to have to post that. Where we at for time here? Oh, that's it, man. We'll be off here in a few minutes. Water screensaver. Well, it is what it is, you know. This is the future. And you're still stuck on a wall. You can't take it outside. You're definitely in the past. Can't read 100% contrast. You definitely are sitting in the past. You should be able to read that by now. We should have been at black screens a long time ago. You gotta be kidding me. We had black technology, what? Roughly 8 years ago? 8, 9 years ago? And you mean to tell me right now we're still developing black technology, and the only one who did actually technically made one by now is the Diamond made one. Black Diamond made one. Screen Innovation has black screen. Except for this screen requires an 8,000 limits to run. I have no idea why they have it that way. I don't know why. But anyway, they were still all in all they got a black screen. So that means all that time when I was talking about how black screens are the future, and everybody kept saying, no, you're wrong, it's gray screens, 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 it's gray screens. That's what y'all kept saying, right? Then why would Diamond make a black screen? Why would Screen Innovation take the time to make a black technology? Why? Why would, what's they call it, Smartest Surface make a black screen? Why would they do that? Why? If gray screens are the future, why is it that the gunmetal screens are far more superior, more expensive than a gray screen? A gunmetal screen is a different type of screen. It's darker, way darker. So why is it when you look at Elite Screens category and you have the cinema gray is almost the same color as the gray screen paint. It's a very light gray screen. That's the cheapest one. It's $800. Even though it's expensive, it's $800. Why is the Dark Star 9 $3,000? It's a way darker screen. That means the darker the technology, the more expensive. Then what would you get gray screens as being the more superior technology? So, let me break it to you. A gray screen is a budget screen. That's what they are. They're budget screens. They're nothing special at all whatsoever. If you look at the demonstrations we did, and like I said, anybody, if you didn't like those demonstrations we did versus gray screens, anybody, take me to court. And we'll go to court and we'll talk to a judge about whether or not your screen can read 100% contrast. How much you willing to stake on that one right there that you can't read it? Can't do it because you know you can't read it. So you're saying 100% contrast is not needed. Well, contrast is not needed. Why do they put on projectors? Projectors have contrast on it. Why would you put on it? It has a 10,000 on contrast on it. Why would you put it on a projector if it's not needed? It's not important. There you go. Answered your own question with that one. If black levels were important, you wouldn't be mentioning them, would you? Black levels are very important. Black levels are in everything. Just about everything you can possibly think of is a black level. All right. My links out here before I trigger another nasty headache for myself. Now, for those of you that are trying to develop black technology, you're missing way too many tests. You're missing a lot of tests. You can't just make a black product and go, oh, look, we got a black product. It actually worked. No, it doesn't work that way. Black screens require more testing than any other screen because they're black. That's why. They have this issue with being able to generate tons of white light and fully lit environments, which is weird because I see some of these demonstrations of these so-called black screens in dark environments. What the freak are you doing in a dark environment where the screen is that dark? They can absorb more light than the average screen, like gunmetal technology. Gunmetal screens have really high gains to them because they can absorb more light because they're darker screens. So why is it you have a black screen sitting in the dark? Especially with a 0.8 and 0. Again, that's just bonkers. And on top of that, there's white level tests that have to be done. You have to do this on pico projectors, ultra short throw projectors, long throw projectors. There's a ton of tests missing. At least missing a close 60 tests, at most 60 tests. Now, if you were to take me to court and say, Mr. Bird, what would you know about black technology? That would be the biggest mistake you would ever make in your life. We engineered that stuff. I can go back and show videos that date back before anyone else had it. So, what would I know about black technology? I would know more than you would because I've had it longer. I've done more with it. I've had anything from visible technology. You can name it. We've done it. We've been there. We even now have a black screen that can operate outside. You don't know what you're doing. You really don't. Your screens are horrible. Absolutely horrible. The other one, the Series C, that mess, it couldn't read off an ultra short throw. How the frick you can't read off an ultra short throw? That's one of the most easiest projectors to do a demonstration is an ultra short throw. All up when people go, oh, it's so complicated. They're ultra. How is that complicated? You are literally sitting on top of a screen at 3,000 lumens. Some of you even higher than that. How would that be hard? So let me get this straight. We got an environment 24,000. We have an ultra short throw that sits 3,000 lumens at a foot away from a screen where a projector sits 16 feet back at 3,000 lumens. Which one do you think is going to show up better? The one that's running at 3,000 and has to travel through 24,000 of light, or the one sitting at a foot? I think the one sitting at a foot would have an easier time being the projected image than the one sitting at 16. Because by the time, if you know the word about physics, by the time A, the projector fires off, to B, that means that how much light is in the environment depends on how much lumens are left over by the time it makes contact with the screen. Where the other projector has a shorter distance, means from A, when it fires off, to B, which is a shorter distance, which means less lumens are going to be dropped. And if less lumens are dropped, it means you have a much more higher chance and more lumens that may contact the screen to make a brighter image. That's it. It's simple physics. That's simple, basic physics. Third grader can pick that one up. So that's why venue projectors have massive amounts of lumens on top of them. Because calculated by the environment and how much light you have per square inch, if you have 30,000 lumens and your environment is roughly probably a little higher than that, you know you're going to lose a lumen count. There's no way you start off at 30 and end at 30. That's virtually impossible. Not on any machine, it's not going to happen. Which is interesting about those screens right there, when they sit outside, that projector is only at 300 lumens at 120,000 lux of sunlight, which is more light than you have in your environment. And even that projector sits farther back than an ultra short throw. So if you have an ultra short throw, you can't operate at that close to the screen. That's a major red flag there. I can get house paint to operate at 3,000 lumens on ultra short throw, and we stick it against our screen, it's going to look like crap. But we stick it on a standalone, yeah. So yeah, he had in the description, he can't operate on. Yeah, we know why. We know why it can't pick up. It comes up too dark. That's why. That means your white levels are failing horribly. That's what it stands for. And you have some with the paints that are the gray paint. So make a dark gray paint. And they'll say this is for companies only. We only advise you use projectors at 3,000 and up. Now, the reason why it's for companies only, because they can advise companies to use higher projectors because that's what companies are using. Majority, most companies won't be using an everyday theater projector or have a venue sitting in there. So with that, I'm saying, well, the darker paints, so they know at the end of the day that the darker paints that they make don't have the ability to pick up on the everyday projectors. Like they won't read on these projectors right here at 300 to 50 lumens, they won't pick up. So that's why, in order to get around their little, I don't know, whatever their shenanigans, they'll tell you that, oh, this paint, particularly, we only advise you to use this for commercial only. We don't advise you using this for a home setup because you don't have the projector to run it. That's bull crap. It doesn't make a difference. That thing should read. Either it's business or home, it should still read up the same 300 lumen projector. When we see people saying that, because the paint's darker, not the paint's lighter, oh, they can run at home with no problem. But we don't advise using this for business, We do the darker one. But the dark one requires 3,000 lumens and up. Now, you need 3,000 of them because your white levels don't kick high enough. That's why you buy them. You're still stuck in a dark environment with that thing. I know that one. I've seen that one before too many times to act. When we've seen people trying to compete with the darker gunmetal screens, they use that cop excuse. No, at darker or lighter, they should run off the same type of projector, which means if it's darker, 300 lumens. If it's lighter, 300 lumens. If it's silver, 300 lumens. You get the point? So when we see that in your specification sheet, we already know. You already told us everything we need to know. So if I buy your paint and I drop it at 300 lumens and do a white level display demonstration off of it, I know it's going to fail. You can't pick up your white levels. You require a higher lumen projector. Now that's what people said about our black technology, that we require higher lumen projectors. I have so many demonstrations on Old Faithful over there, it's not even funny. I have more demonstrations on Old Faithful outside than people have demonstrations inside on their high-end machines. Careful about that statement. That's a doozy in court. We catch you making that statement in the day, that's going to cost you some money. So be careful about mentioning that one on the court. Mention that on the YouTube video. We got people like to say things and think to get away with it. And then when they get that letter in the mail, then they're sitting up there upset on YouTube crying and whining about how life is unfair. Well, yeah, you said it. We're going to challenge you in court on it. Definitely going to challenge you in court. You made a statement, my product can't read at 1,000 lumens, or basically we need high power projectors. I'll walk into that courtroom with 300 lumens and crush your entire defense, just like that. As a matter of fact, I'll have your lawyer come over and watch himself. I can get your lawyer to drop your case. Bet you I can. Bet you $100 I can get your lawyer to drop your case. Your lawyer walk in here and see myself firing up. We can go outside and do it right outside his office building. I get your case dropped, just like that. Then I'll hire your lawyer to sue you. Yeah, that's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. See, there you go. Lawyers don't like to lose. They don't. They'd rather be on the winning side any day of the week. That win is so much for them. To guarantee that 100% they'll win this in court, they'll drop your case just like that. Because we can back it up. I can go right outside the law firm. You can go watch a movie right out there and say, hey, this is a screen that your client out there said them today that didn't work. He's like, what the freak? It's like, yeah, they'll drop your case in no time at all. Did you watch the video? He'll be prosecuting you on the phone. Did you watch the video? Did you see that thing? He was operating at 300 lumens. That's way, way below average. I got to let your case go, man. There's no way in the world we can win this. This guy will clean my clock in court. I'm not trying to lose. And on top of that, he's going to hire me anyway. So, yeah, I'll see you in court. You're literally going to get that message from him. Lawyers like to win. Don't go to court. The lawyers like to win. Our lawyer comes on TV like, we have 40,000 loss and 1 win. Yeah, you'll never see that. No one will hire them. The freaking want a lawyer for that loses all the time. They have a right. And if you sign the agreement, they have a right to dismiss your case. They have just no chance to win. We'll send them over. They can come over to one of the showrooms and check it out for themselves. Any attorney you get, anyone, any attorney you get, they can work and see our technology for themselves. You'll lose your case just like that. That's what I said. And be jealous and quiet. Be jealous and be quiet. That's what you do. Don't be jealous and be loud with it, because being loud with it will get you in trouble. Oh man, I'm so happy. No more monitor. I should have did this a long time ago. I don't know why. But we got to dress a little bit because it can't be on the desk like this. So I'm definitely going to be putting it. Well, actually, this is not even going to be on there anymore. This is going to be over there on that big screen. That's why we're developing the big screens for it. But I do plan to have a monitor I can pull from time to time to have fun with. So I'm definitely going to be hooking this up. Probably be a little bit smaller, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be hooking this up. I'm going to put a nice frame around it too. Or I might put an ice frame on it. Wait, I forgot. They disconnect. I forgot about that. The ones we have on these PCs we're building, the frames, they disconnect. They come off. The monitors come off. So I can say right there. So this is going to be done in an ice design. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm definitely going to do it with the Flex. The Flex is very light. I can disconnect it over here, put it over there, and watch something off of it. I might do a monitor, a build with a setup for a portrait setup would be hot. Portrait setup. Oh, it's my personal favorite. I forgot. Fire screensaver. Oh, you heard me. Fire screensaver. We don't even have the fans on it here. That's what I'm going to be doing this winter. I'm going to be all over out of town showing up for fireplace in the snow. Fireplace, make it snow while we're in the snow, stuff like that. We're going to be advertising the black technology. We're going to be showing pretty soon. This is the black version of this technology. And we're going to be showing off the clear version that you have right there. Imagine out in the park, you just see this outer space just pushing through in the snow. It's going to be freaking cool. I've been dying to do one of these demonstrations for the longest time. I was actually building one. I was building a cube system that I can put projectors inside and set it out in the middle of the snow. That way the projectors be inside of the outer box system, which now we can do with this easily because we don't need to build the cube system. The cube system was designed to protect the projectors from any light that would cause the image to diminish. But now the technology we have now, we don't even need that anymore. Do you have any idea the freedom we have behind these things at the end of the day? Where we can go with this? Like, I'm not stuck to an inside or a desk. I can just go outside if I want to. I freaking love that. It is so much freedom. And then on top of that, because of the fact the money we would have had to spend to go into studios and stuff that show off the technology, all of Allentown is our studio. We can go anywhere we want out here with this stuff. So instead of sitting there paying for like $40 an hour or $200 an hour, whatever, to go in and shoot an hour or whatever, or some video or something, we can go outside and do this with no problem. And because I always want to see how I discuss the whole entire thing, like, do I need a permit? No permit needed, because you know what? We're not setting up anything, not permanent, but it's going to be there for a while. We're there for a couple of minutes, shoot it, and boom, we're going just like that. So they said, no permit needed. As long as I got my business license, I'm good. I got a license basically to do business in the state of Pennsylvania, I'm good. So I can go anywhere I want. And it's because we're not there for long periods of time, I don't have to get a permit. The guy said, you're not even there that long. Now, a permit would be something to block the streets and like that, and you know, put up a stage and all that. Yeah, we're not even there for all that. We just come in, do video, set everything up, be going just like that. That's it. Quick and fast. We can be out there as long as we want, or to a certain degree. We can be out there. I'm out there roughly. I don't even out there that long. Like I say, under 30 minutes.
NCC definitely
Under
gave
30
me
minutes.
the
You know how much stuff I
opportunity
record
to
under
focus
30
on
minutes? A
subject
lot of
matter weekends,
videos.
and I still came here for 5 classes.
We just have to show that the screen is operating in all these different environments or wherever we want to go at. Because that's what we have the screen. We have the screen under it goes anywhere it wants to go. So best way to advertise the screen going where it wants to go is take it anywhere it wants to go. So I'm gonna get some marshmallows, sit out there, do a fire display. I'm gonna have a ball with this thing. Fire! That is gonna be fun to do in the winter time. Blankets of snow and us out there doing a fire. Ooh. And the black one we have, I'm gonna do some displays with Santa Claus waving in the window and the screen, we're gonna do the screen, stuff like that. But that's gonna be fun to do outside in the snow. Alright people, hope you enjoyed. I gotta go. I shot my promo demonstrations already, so I did those ahead of time before I did this video because I gotta upload those other accounts. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time for coming out. This is our technology for 2026 coming soon. Kaboom! Which allow you to operate the most amazing technology on the face of the planet. Anywhere the freak you want to go. Anywhere. I can't wait when we start doing those commercials for them. Or basically just see somebody who's just sitting there just watching the screen, like looking outside, looking at the screen, looking outside, just take it off the wall, take it outside and watch a movie outside. That's going to be freaking hot. Or I have somebody just sitting there at their business or doing the demonstrations to the screen and just take it off the wall and take it home and watch movies. That'd be crazy. Or tailgating parties. Why watch the game there? You can watch the game at the tailgating party. Just take the whole screen with you. See? That's going to be freaking amazing. There's just so much stuff going to be to do with this. So much. Yes, sir. Ain't that right, Taco Bear? Yes, sir. I'll go up a little bit. Play a phone game, just chill out in the park for a bit. Yeah, I feel you. I'm feeling that too myself. Take some time off just a little bit. Go chill out for a little bit. I got you. I read you loud and clear with the blinky eyes. All right, gotta go, people. Thank you for your time. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology. If it weren't for Him, none of this would ever be possible. Gotta go, and God bless.